Hey guys, Artil Boy here. Today we're going to be doing another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at, yes, the USN ND Mark V. Let's begin. This one's actually kind of another interesting thing about it, and we're going to get on, we're actually going to take a, when we're actually going to talk about it. Now, this is actually the mask that was made for the US Navy, and also there's actually a little bits of pieces that I may want to point out here, which this one right here, the exhale valve, all the pictures that I've seen with this, it always has the one with the little blocky piece. Meanwhile, the one I have is like a little rounded off. And also, another thing that's unfortunate I don't have is the head harness. Now, the head harness itself that I got was a complete different one. In fact, I think I have the... Now, it's actually a 6-piece skull, well, basically a 6-piece head harness with a triangle piece on there. So, what did I did? Well, I decided to put the Israel 4A, well, Model 4, rather the one that, with the duct, with the whole tape around it. Yeah, I use this. Don't worry, the others are, rather the Model 4 that I have is still have one that's not, a little chewed up. Yeah, that one's basically safe. The one that I have, technically the first Model 4, pretty chewed up, so I've actually decided to say, hey, I might as well just put this 5-point head harness on there, and maybe this. And to be honest here, the mask actually has that rubber head harness, so that's another note, so keep that in mind. So let's begin with the history. These masks were fielded in 1957 and basically replaced the Mark IV mask. If you don't know what the Mark IV is, it basically is a mask with... It actually is a very well-known World War II Navy mask, the one with 2 hoses on there. Yeah, there's actually a couple rare pieces like the, including the well-known optical masks, which I really need to find that so I can review that bad boy. And also, yes, quite well known is the filter. Yes, the filter is, well, pretty big, and yes, the Mark IVs, not this one, actually has their filter on their back. Yes, so it's been fielded in 1957 and is actually being used for the Navy right to 1960s through 1983 to get replaced by a little guy that's called the MCU/2P. Now, let's get on to the contents of the mask. Now, this mask has, actually has another note here. Now, the bag itself can actually be in khaki or gray. Now, it's actually it's made of canvas with one single snap button with a little pin on there. And this one is for basically for the leg strap, and this one for the hip. Now, again, this one's another mask that I did found from a little known surplus store called, Mickey Surplus. Yeah, that's where I got my mask from. And it's actually a pretty hard plastic piece inside there. Yeah, pretty hard plastic piece inside the bag itself. It's made of canvas all around with somehow like fleece inside. Not really fleece, but I think cotton would be best. Now, inside the bag, there's a little tab piece in there. Yeah, a little tab piece. I think that might be for pulling them out. I don't know what's really inside there for it. But yeah, it's basically bare bones inside of it. Yeah, basically bare bones inside of it, but you get the gist. It's all... I have nothing inside except for that Little pull tab thing. That's weird. Anyone in the comment section can address that? I want to know. And now we get to the mask itself. Now, the mask itself is have a different type of filter. If you don't know what type of filter, it actually is a C2, or basically, this basically is the C1 filter. So what's weird about it is how to remove the mask. You gotta remove these little rubber strap, these rubber outer layers. Basically just like a lens. Actually, I'm not kidding. Oop. Yeah, just like this. Oh yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get to that little guy later on to this. And when you removed it, there you go. It's interesting that it looks kind of bare bones inside of it. Yep, this is what the filter looks like. Pretty small. Finding them sealed are quite rare to come by. So let's get that on there. And these filters are pretty old, so I don't recommend using it, but I'm going to have to use it just for the sake of this video. You have a little voice diaphragm box, the exhale valve. Oh yeah, and this one's another mask that has basically a panoramic view, so that can actually be useful out there. And we have the ND MK5. Now, the one I have is somehow from 1988. Even though the mask has been, well, become more obsolete and been retired from 1983. I'm a little confused out there. I don't know, maybe these were basically... I'm not sure. Look at that. Yeah, that's weird. Who knows? And another thing, and let's get inside the mask. Now, this one has a 5-point head harness. And they actually have tabs, little rubber tabs on there. One for the bottom, and the 2 on the top. I want to know. Maybe that's for, like, chemical hoods or something, but who knows. Now, inside of the mask, let me get the little head harness out of here. Oh, look. 1955. That's weird. I'm not sure if this is one of the more earlier masks. I want to know, because look at that. 1955. If this is a prototype mask, then, oh boy, that is... I'm not sure how rare those things are. Now, inside the mask, it's basically bare bones inside of it. And the inhale assembly. So, this is what the function of the mask is. When you inhale, it goes through these filters, and it will go to this one. And when you exhale, the little flapper piece will go there. The exhale will go that way. And this little wire piece for the voice diaphragm. Pretty, really bare bones inside of it, yeah. So, let's try on the mask. So this is what it sounds like with the mask on. Now, pros of the mask. Now, the voice emitter is quite good, and the mask is pretty good panoramic view, which that is a plus side. But the downside and the biggest con is the filter itself. Yeah, taking these filters out is basically doing a fight like the basically like the M17 filters. But it wasn't that much of a pain in the neck to do. And then I forgot to mention about this particular thing and what's inside of here. You see these little rubber pieces where it basically doesn't have a, it doesn't have a seal at all. This is supposed to be the seal. So it's supposed to be inflated, but when it's basically deflated, it's no longer use. I'm unsure why they put up with that idea. Because, look, all the other masks actually have a proper seal out there, or have none at all, like the XM28 has that. But, oh, don't worry, we're gonna get to that guy with its flaws. And even, I'm trying to, even masks like this actually has a seal like that. This one's kind of a bit weird, like just inflated. Just bizarre. Yeah, pretty bizarre out there. That's the biggest con out there. If it's actually deflated or popped, it's no longer usage. So yes, in 1983, this mask was basically being replaced by, you guessed, well, I mentioned the MCU series. And oh boy, those MCUs are, oh boy, it is a really weird thing to talk about. Well, as I say weird, I mean, it's pretty flawed. My verdict rating. I think it's between the middle of it. I'm gonna give this mask about, like, my final verdict has to go to 5 out of 10. Yeah, 5 out of 10. Because they have some good ideas, and then there's some rather questionable ideas, like the weird inflatable seal. But do I recommend buying it as a collector's piece? Well, sure. But do I actually recommend it to wear it? Not so much. Well, that wraps up the ND MK5. I'm on Tailor Boy, and I'm signing out. And tune in next time. We're going to be taking a look. We're going to take it through the air. Oh, yes. So, I'll see you guys next time.